Man, oh man, there are some pretty crazy stories coming out of Miami over the last few days. There are all kinds of reports on social media of 10-foot tall aliens, shadow beings, some kinds of creatures roaming the streets of Miami. It's a bit of a mess to sort through. But here's the official story, and it goes something like this. Large groups of teenagers were at the Bayside Mall in Miami when fights started breaking out between them. Dozens of these kids were seen brawling, and apparently several of them started shooting fireworks off inside the mall at each other and at random shoppers. And as you might expect, in this day and age, people thought maybe it was a shooting or some kind of terrorist attack, and so they started streaming out of the mall. And that triggered a response from the police that involved a large-scale mobilization that took over several city blocks. And at this point, you might be asking yourself, and understandably so, what the hell does any of this have to do with aliens? And we're going to get to that in a minute, but first, here's the coverage from the local news in Miami of the incident.
Criswell, police say the reason this whole brawl started was after a group of teenagers started lighting off fireworks in Bayside Marketplace. Now, this scared many people half to death. It sent people running, and it was after that a lot of these teenagers began throwing punches. Fireworks and fights, sending crowds running at Bayside Marketplace New Year's Day. The chaos causing a citywide emergency call. Police parked up and down Biscayne Boulevard, even closing the road between 2nd and 4th Street for about an hour. Police say the mayhem started around 8:30 with multiple fights involving teens breaking out.
That was very chaotic.
Marcus Ramey was on his way to Bayside when he saw one of the fights live streamed on social media.
And they started tussling, and then another girl jumped in, and they started fighting. And then that's when somebody said, "Oh, there goes the police," and everybody started scattering and running.
Then police responded in full force, arresting 4 teens and 2 of them charged with battery.
That's terrible because we came here to take pictures, eat Five Guys, and now everything is shut down.
And then after, police say a driver was jumped for asking who threw a bottle at his car.
This is our first time here in Miami, and we're just like, dang, that's crazy.
Okay, so it sounds like Miami had a pretty chaotic night, but still nothing in the news coverage about aliens or shadow creatures or anything like that. So what's going on? Well, this is when the story starts to get weird, when videos like this start popping up on social media.
Alright, so I had to come in my basement and film this. This shit is so crazy. I'm posting this, and I want y'all to repost, save this video, post it on other platforms before it gets taken down, because I want to clear up some of this misinformation about the Bayside Mall incident that happened. So me and my girl was in town, and we were shopping at the mall, and we noticed a lot of kids there. It wasn't a real big deal at first until they got to arguing and shoving, and then like weapons got brought in, and they started fighting, running all over the mall, chaos just all over the place. So we thought we heard gunshots, but it turns out that that was actually fireworks. But either way, that caused everybody to start rushing for the doors. People was leaving stuff behind. I mean, just dragging their kids. It was just complete fucking chaos, man. Anyway, so as we running, we look back and we noticed some weird shapes taller than me. I'm 6'2", shadowy, dark, solid shapes, not human. I promise you, these is not human. I mean, it made the hair stand up on my skin. And shit, we just booked it for the doors after that, man. I can't explain what that was. I can't say that was aliens, but I can say that was not human. It was not human. And they, online, I don't know if they're trying to cover this stuff up, but they saying that it was police officers and somebody, not shadowy figures. It's 2024, man. It's something going on. There's something going on, and they trying to cover it up. A lot of people saw what I saw, and like I say, it was so much chaos ensued that it was just hard to let that sink in, that we was realizing what we looking at. I mean, it's something you can never even create in your head in a dream. I'm putting this out there though, man, because I want people to know that this stuff is real. Get this out and spread this. And if you were a person that was there and you saw what I saw, please put this video out, because they trying to cover this stuff up, man. They don't want us to to tell the truth. And I got a good feeling this video will be taken down. So don't listen to the media. This shit is real. And whatever it is, they do not want people to know about it. I can't even, man.
Okay, so in this guy's account, the story about the teenagers breaking out into fights, guns being drawn, fireworks started shooting off in the middle of the mall, that all went exactly like the local coverage said that it did. Except that when everybody started fleeing the mall, that's when these giant 10-foot tall shadow creatures started being spotted. It's kind of interesting how those shadow creatures strolling around in front of the mall, nobody saw any of them until after the chaos started. Just a little curious. But anyway, that led some online sleuths to start poring over some of the footage from the incident, and that's when videos like this started popping up. Now, full disclosure, I don't know if this was a video from a helicopter or a drone or just a nearby building, but here it is. Now, this is the best footage that's been released so far of what a handful of people are claiming that they saw. Did you catch that? Well, I didn't catch anything the first time either, so let's take a look again and follow my mouse this time, and maybe you can spot what it is people are talking about. See this shape right here? Right here again. Here it is again. That's what people are saying is a 10-foot tall alien shadow creature. Okay, now this is where the story really starts to fall apart. Now, we got tons of footage and dozens of eyewitness statements of people saying that these teenagers brawling in the mall and spilling out into the street, fireworks going off. That's how it went down. But this is the best footage that we have of this shadow creature walking around the street. Let's take a look at the footage just one more time. Look at the cop cars for reference here. Look at the size of these vehicles. Okay, that's the shadow creature right here, and it's right next to the vehicles. It's almost exactly the same size. That to me just looks like a guy that's walking next to those cars, and the shadows from all of the police lights are just kind of distorting it. Now, one of the things that's interesting here is you can see in the beginning of the video another guy just walking along right here. The interesting thing is that what you don't see, if you look at all of these vehicles here, you don't see cops on the other side of those vehicles from where the supposed shadow creature is, with all of their guns drawn pointing at the creature. And that brings us to the Miami Police's official video that they released, directly responding to some of the online theories circulating that they were in fact responding to aliens and not teenagers. And now I thought about playing the official video here, but I actually found a different video of a Miami cop that actually responded to the scene, and I thought that was a better video. Well, maybe not better, but funnier.
January 2nd, 2024, with the whole Bayside situation, y'all gotta be stopped. Y'all gotta stop believing these people on TikTok and social media and all. Man, y'all gotta be stopped. In regards to this Bayside incident, we did not respond because it was 9-foot, 10-foot creatures and all this other bullshit y'all got going on. Bro, I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and simple. There was no black ops helicopter circling around the entire mall or any of that shit. There's no creatures, no nothing. It was a bunch of juveniles fighting and throwing fireworks at people. That's why we responded. Bro, y'all gotta stop this shit, bro. Like, stop clout chasing. It was no helicopters, no creatures, none of that. Stop. And for the people online looking at this stuff, y'all gotta stop believing them. Seriously. Stop.
And you know, the more I thought about this, I thought, you know, here's another thing to consider for all those people in the comments saying that's a massive overreaction from the police to just a few dozen teenagers fighting in the streets. Think about this. Who's running for president who's made a career out of calling out California and liberal cities for being soft on crime?
DeSantis putting the microscope on Los Angeles homelessness.
You have the freedom to defecate in public in California. You have the freedom to pitch a tent on Sunset Boulevard.
According to Housing and Urban Development, Florida's homelessness rate fell by 45%, while California's went up 45%.
Gavin's buddy in Los Angeles, Gascon, he doesn't even prosecute. People are leaving California in droves because he has failed to stand up for public safety. That city has collapsed. That county's collapsed because he is not enforcing the law. So that's just the and here's the thing. This is what's happening.
Newsom defended California's efforts, citing more spending on the issue in the next fiscal year.
Do you really think that guy's been communicating to all of the police chiefs in major Florida cities to go soft on crime when you have incidents like this? I doubt it. But that's all I have for you. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.